Imagine a teenager who hasn't even hit his 21st birthday, yet he's already managed to outsmart the federal government, pass a state bar exam, and practice medicine in a major hospital. His most famous claim involved infiltrating the aviation industry. He supposedly posed as an airline co-pilot, deadheading on Pan American flights to travel over 1 million miles around the globe entirely for free. He didn't stop there. He said he faked a medical degree from Columbia University to supervise resident interns at a Georgia hospital, and then forged Harvard transcripts to successfully pass the Louisiana State Bar exam. These stories captivated the public. They fueled dozens of high-profile talk show appearances, a best-selling autobiography, and eventually a massive Hollywood blockbuster that cemented his name in pop culture. But there is a glaring problem. Almost none of it actually happened. There was no millions of dollars in stolen cash, and there was never a relentless, globe-trotting cat and mouse chase with the FBI. We are watching a 50-year masterclass in identity laundering, the story of a small-time crook who successfully staged a metacon in plain sight. The glamour of the brilliant trickster falls apart when you look at his actual origins. His first documented scam involved taking his own father's credit card, buying car parts, and returning them for cash. As he moved into his late teens, his method of operation remained decidedly low level. He was a sloppy, disorganized check forger. He didn't target international conglomerates. He ripped off local gas stations, small businesses, and individuals who tried to offer him help. To see the cracks in his story, look at this timeline from 1964 to 1969. The top half shows the legend he sold the public, working uninterrupted as a Pan Am pilot, doctor, and lawyer. But the bottom half shows his physical reality. During the exact months he claimed to be globe-trotting on the airline's dime, public records show he was repeatedly arrested in New York and California. He wasn't staying in luxury hotels. He was sitting in county jails, serving out sentences for petty theft, while the world supposedly thought he was flying airplanes. His actual run as a criminal was defined by rapid capture and constant time behind bars. In practice, he was terrible at breaking the law. When he finally finished serving his time, he realized physical, petty crimes were a dead end that only guaranteed more jail time. But he noticed a systemic loophole in the television studios of the 1970s. Producers needed compelling guests to fill airtime, and they prioritized entertainment value over rigorous journalism and fact-checking. He tested the waters on game shows like To Tell the Truth. The reaction was immediate. Studio audiences naturally rooted for a suave, non-violent thief who claimed to outsmart the system. Seeing what the public responded to, he escalated his lies. A few stolen uniform pieces turned into 2 million miles of free flights. A casual lie about his background turned into a year spent as a hospital supervisor. He gave the media exactly what they wanted. The American talk show circuit essentially laundered his identity. By repeating his fabrications on national television without verification, the networks transformed a documented petty thief into a criminal savant. This newly minted reputation became highly profitable. He secured a publishing deal and released a best-selling autobiography that treated his unchecked fictional exploits as historical fact. Then came the ultimate irony. Armed with a resume of successfully defrauding global banks, he launched a legitimate corporate security firm. He began charging fees to advise the exact types of financial institutions he falsely claimed to have robbed. Hollywood eventually cemented the myth into history. When Steven Spielberg directed a major motion picture based on his book, the fictionalized version of his life became the undisputed truth for the general public. This third phase of his life was the actual heist. Selling the myth of a mastermind is infinitely more profitable and entirely legal than actually being one. When you tally up the numbers, Frank Abagnale didn't steal $2.5 million in the 1960s. He made millions of dollars legally in the following decades, simply by saying he did. His success exposes a vulnerability in how we assign trust. Corporations, media outlets, and audiences will gladly suspend their own logic when presented with extreme, unwavering confidence. Today, his legacy is insulated by the sheer scale of the myth. He has spent decades operating as a highly paid consultant and a respected authority, protected by the profitability of the character he invented. Frank Abagnale Jr. successfully forged an entire reality and convinced the world to spend 5 decades cashing it. He is the greatest con artist of his generation.